Spoilers and offensive content to come.
We are Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. We are the best damn anime reaction and review show on the internet. This is My Hero Academia Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6.
I get it. His lightning is our big problem.
As long as he keeps using his quirk, it will be very difficult for me to attack. Dark Shadow is too timid in the fight.
Violence solves nothing.
I'm sorry, it can talk?
Yeah.
Did it talk before?
I'm not surprised he talks.
Huh.
If it gets more aggressive at night on its own, he has a hard time controlling it. It's got to have a will of its own.
No, that's not what I'm questioning. Questioning its obviously very clear diction. The foul sea can talk. Oh, Spoonie, please review more things.
Bakugou, I'm liking him better now that I've read ahead. But I haven't gotten to the part where it makes him less of an asshole.
It is funny to see his facial expressions, though. His facial expressions are a constant source of joy. Whatever I feel about him personally.
What I find amusing is that as much as their whole Class B's plan was to try and get some of them into Class A, nothing ever came of it.
Well, the games aren't over. Oh, you're talking about ahead, okay. Yeah, not really.
It's like, if your plan was to get there and prove your worth, you done failed.
Well, the guy who had the best chance failed. Mind control guy, but now you know why I want his quirk and why I wonder how he didn't make it. How did Mind control guy not end up in 1A?
Compared to Ball Guy.
Always the shitting on Ball Guy.
He is the, objectively speaking, he is the weakest and the least likely to have ever gotten there. Because, again...
You underestimate Ball Guy at your own peril.
No, I don't. I've read ahead.
I know, and...
He accomplishes exactly nothing.
I'm just saying, you don't underestimate Ball Guy.
No. To underestimate Ball Guy, his quirk and ability is so situational that it makes you wonder how he got any points at all.
You know who else has a situational quirk?
You say Midori and I'm going to smack you in the head.
Nightwing. He has no quirk. And he's awesome. The only thing I want out of Ball Guy is for someone to call him on his bullshit sexual harassment.
That too.
That would be an interesting thing to deal with in the show, which I don't think is ever going to happen.
Probably not.
I really wish this arc was not lasting this long. There's so many other things I want to see animated than this arc.
And last time I couldn't really talk too much about that because I wasn't up to date on the reading or anywhere near past this. So now I totally understand why you want this to kind of be a footnote versus the half season that it's turning out to be.
Yeah, if this is a half season, I am not looking forward to season 2, I tell you what.
Well, we're on episode 5 now. We've got the single fights coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be half an episode for Bakugou and
I know her name, I'm just not telling you.
Erger, or Gravity?
Wow, you are bad with made-up names, too.
Yeah. It's probably going to be a half episode for each one of the battles up until the end, so maybe we'll be done this by episode 9? Maybe?
It should have been done already.
I don't know if I could agree with that, but I don't know if a whole episode should have gone to the cavalry battle.
They should have just skipped the cavalry part. Abridge up the fights, and let's get on to the good stuff.
However...
I don't want this to be the typical shonen show where hundreds of episodes happen and nothing happens.
No, I understand. However, I guess we're finally going to get to learn a little bit about Endeavor. Now, I know how much of a scumbag he now is.
Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Wow. This guy... look, I get rivalries between heroes and people. But this guy's a giant load of shit.
He is garbage. He is human garbage.
I mean, Bakugou's an asshole and an idiot sometimes. But Endeavor is a whole, 5 levels beyond that.
Endeavor's a monster. I don't see how that guy's a hero, honestly.
No, personal life should affect how the hero is looked at, and his personal life sucks.
We do have some precedent that you can be a douchebag and still a hero, Bakugou. Because Bakugou outright assaulted and bullied Deku for years and years and never got any punishment.
And that's a problem with the society.
So, we have Endeavor, who basically destroyed his family because of some vendetta against All Might, and still faces no consequences, basically.
There's actually a really good comparison between Endeavor and the Bloodbender from Korra Season 1.
There were more than one Bloodbender. Are you talking about the
mob boss?
The guy who was voiced by Clancy Brown? Yeah, that guy. I think the more apt comparison is Fire Lord or Ozai, considering that Todoroki looks exactly like Zuko.
The reason why I say that is he was so hard on his kids he pushed them beyond what they could do to be more powerful and better than him. Endeavor's doing the same thing just so that his son can be better than All Might.
Oh, sure, but Ozai also kind of did this and is a better comparison considering Fire and what the characters look like.
Yeah, I wasn't going with the cosmetics.
Oh, neither am I. The Fire and the
cosmetic.
Ozai bringing up Zuko is not dissimilar from the way Endeavor brought up Todoroki, right?
So let's hope that by the end of episode 6, we've gotten through the first 4 battles.
I sure hope we're just done.
Let's be realistic.
I don't care. My hopes are my hopes, and that's what I hope. I absolutely love, and I love this in the comic as well, how Bakugou heard all of that. And just his face when he hears it is great. It's you can see the realization that, oh, fuck me, man. This guy's had a life. Quite the life. Very different from his own experience.
Well, and this is what I like from the class part of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they're training together. Yes, they're, everybody for themselves right now for this tournament. But the whole point of the class is, working together and seeing what each person can do to make those friendships and those connections. And Bakugou didn't think of any of this when coming to UA.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, even right now, he's still in the whole, I am going to be the best, I don't need anybody else. But even the tournament has shown that he can pick his allies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to need them because he's not enough. And these two right here show him. And these two show him every day that he's not enough. He's not going to be the best easily. This is why I'm looking forward to getting to that part in the manga that you've told me about where we learn about some of Bakugou's home life.
It's not that we learn of his home life. It's that we get one glimpse of his home life so far, and his mom seems like an okay person. What I mentioned is that we see a scene between Bakugou and Midoriya that gives you some insight into Bakugou.
And I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. You'll know what it is when you reach it.
I'm 2 or 3 arcs beyond this.
Sure. Yeah, the scene I'm talking about is in the 100 or 110s.
Yeah, I'm not quite there. I'm around 60 or 70.
When you see that scene, that's the scene that I wish this season started with, and that we flash back from there to select arcs, not the whole thing. But I'd like to know your opinion of that scene when you reach it.
Will do. And shout-outs to the voice actors.
This is a good dub.
Because whoever is voice acting Bakugou, Midoriya, and Ice Zuko.
I thought for a moment you were going to call him Todoroki, and I was going to freak out on you.
They are selling their roles so well.
This is a good dub. This is technically a simuldub still,
Yes.
right? Yeah. This is a good simuldub. It's a good dub, period. It's really, really strong.
I mean, it's shows like this that show that Funimation can bring their A game for a simuldub.
Sure. This Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Yeah? Look on the bright side. If this was Dragon Ball, this would be another 50 episodes just for the tournament.
I'm not going to give it praise just because it's not worse.
Each one of those fights would be at least 2 episodes.
God.
And Super's no better.
Super is way better. They condense quite a lot in Super. Sometimes to a fault. Well, that was episodes 5 and 6, and this show's doing the Shonen Show thing and dragging it the fuck out, and I hate that. The fact that I like these characters and the general premise saves it a bit. But I mean, I guess get cozy because we have to put up with the whole tournament.
Would you admit that part of the problem here is the fact that we know what's coming up? The fact that we actually have details, we know where it goes, does make us want to wish for it to...
It's a little part, but let's think about it this way. 6 episodes of Season 2 have been about a sports festival, and not about advancing the plot that the show left us with last season, which was a villain organization doing bad shit.
Absolutely.
So the fact that that's not at the forefront is a little shitty, and would be shitty. When I was reading the comic and I saw this, I'm like, man, I kind of want to get past this. So it's not all about knowing what's coming up. If it was that, I wouldn't be watching the show, because I would already have everything from it.
I still like this show.
No, I'm not saying
I think it's a great show. I too wish they'd kind of accelerate some stuff. They're being a little bit too chatty on stuff I don't think needs to be going into quite as much detail as they're doing.
Even if it was in the comic, they can do shit like go, okay, do we really need all the conversations between Midoriya and Todoroki?
Exactly.
They had one. Isn't that fucking enough? You know? I hate when a show feels like it has to copy a manga or some weird aspect of the source material instead of being its own thing. That irritates me to no end.
And yet, playing devil's advocate, I understand where some groups that want to actually do a show want to do the entirety of the manga as it is.
Fuck those groups. Those groups are wrong.
No, they're actually not.
They are entirely wrong.
I like when shows do their own thing, but there are some things that I wish had been direct.
Here's the thing. Here's why that's wrong. And here's why people who want just a manga adaptation straight up are wrong. Because this is not a manga. This is a television show.
Great.
So, different things... there are different considerations, different constraints, different time constraints, and they have to consider, the frequency with which this comes out. What scenes will fit into what episode structure. There are so many things to consider. It's the same reason why you can't just adapt comics into movies, because those movies, there's a word for those, shitty movies. Shitty's the word and movies is what they are. So there's 2 words, whatever. So no, season 2 has already suffered because it's trying to adhere too closely. And it's suffering because we are almost 1/4 of the way through and we are floundering in this arc that is giving us some insight into the characters, but no more insight than we would have gotten if we just skipped it. But I still like the show, so what can I do? I'm on board. I can't change reality, so...
But you're right, we're a quarter of the way done.
Mm-hmm. Almost. It's 26 episodes, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Carlos Dave Anime Rave is the best anime review and reaction show on the internet. AnimeRave.xyz is where you can find us. And watch us review things and react to things. And be jolly, old folks.
Tune in next time.